Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Rosa Technocrat. Today, we are going to discuss about the integration between Fortigate and the Fortisandbox. So, how we can configure Fortisandbox in Fortigate so that Fortigate can send a malicious file or all the files to Fortisandbox for investigation. And once the investigation is done or the file is being executed in the Fortisandbox, then it will return a verdict whether the file is malicious or not. And based on that decision, the Fortigate takes an action whether Fortigate has to block or allow the access. Yeah, so let's begin our topic and let's see how Fortisandbox integrates with uh, Fortigate. Why I started making this PPT was because recently I was working on an issue where Fortisandbox was integrated with Fortigate, but the Fortisandbox was not returning the verdict, or even if the verdict is returned properly, it was not blocking the file. So during the investigation or during troubleshooting of that issue, I thought let me make a video on to this. And so here I am with this video. So what I had, like, Fortigate was sending the files to Fortigate, but Sandbox was not giving any verdict. And even if the verdict is received from FSA, Fortigate was not blocking the file. So based on this, I came to this video. So what we will be seeing in this video is all about configuration of Fortisandbox in Fortigate, and then we will be seeing configuration of AV profile to send files to FSA, and configuration of security policies, that is firewall policy, and troubleshooting all issues and detecting any issues. So basically this I will be creating in the second part video, because otherwise this particular video will become too big. Configuration steps, or like when you want to integrate a Fortisandbox to Fortigate. So what are the integration steps that you need to perform, and what all things you need to take care? So while we are configuring, so first step is create fabric connector to Fortisandbox. So basically what it is, like any other device integration. So should be reachable to FGT should be reachable to Fortisandbox. So Fortisandbox can be anywhere on a reachable network, or one of the in one of the directly connected interface, or anywhere on the network. Layer 3 reachability should be there between FortiGate and Fortisandbox. So we have to create a fabric connector to Fortisandbox, and then we have to authorize the Fortigate in Fortisandbox so that Fortigate can send, and Fortisandbox can accept the files for investigation or for investigation. Then we will test the reachability from FSA to Fortigate by using the test reachability button. Configure antivirus profile to send files to Fortisandbox, and bind this AV profile that is created in this step to the Fortigate policy. So these are all the steps that are required to integrate a sandbox with Fortigate firewalls. I will also be telling you about all the possible errors, issues, troubleshooting of Fortisandbox issues, but that I will bring into another video, because otherwise this will be a very big video. So when we log into Fortigate, and if we go under the option Fabric Connector under Security Fabric, as you can see here, Security Fabric and Fabric Connector. So by default, when you see, there is an option called Fortisandbox, and this is disabled. Okay, so this is the default behavior, because you need to have an Fortisandbox in your environment to configure this, or a Fortisandbox cloud subscription. So the Fortisandbox can also be hosted in Fortigate, I mean Fortinet cloud. You can also take the subscription from that. Even in that case, you need to configure this fabric connector, which will point to the cloud IP address of the FSA. Okay, so once this is disabled, we need to go to settings, edit this, and change the status to enabled. After changing the status to enabled, you mention the IP address of the FSA here, and you can test the connectivity by test connectivity button. As I said, either you can have a own premises FortiSandbox or a FortiSandbox cloud. So FortiSandbox cloud is basically in the Fortinet cloud, hosted in the Fortinet cloud, which requires a subscription or a subscription license for this. So once you enable the FortiSandbox, you will get this message like unreachable or not authorized. So when I input here the server IP address and click test connectivity, the FortiGate is going to give me this error message, unreachable or not authorized. So there can be two potential causes. Either the FSA is really not unreachable from a layer 3 perspective, so you have to test the connectivity. It can be layer 3 issues, okay, or network issue. And not authorized means you have to authorize the device on Sandbox, okay. So once you configure the IP address, click test connectivity, you see this. Then you have to go to FortiSandbox, log into a FortiSandbox device, and you will see the device listed under FortiSandbox device list as soon as you click on test connectivity, because this will come as a device here. And then if you see the status under auth, it will say disconnected or like not authorized. Wherever the device which are authorized will be like linked, this icon shows that they are authorized, and this is like not authorized. So you have to go on this authorized link and you have to approve it. You have to authorize the device. So once you authorize the device, the unlink will become like a linked and authorized. So after the device authorization, if you go back on the FortiGate and you click test connectivity, so once the device is authorized and layer 3 reachable, the device or the connection status should be reachable here. So that means now your FortiSandbox is integrated or configured in the firewall, but still firewall will not send any of the files or anything to the FortiSandbox for inspection or checking the behavioral analysis of the file. Why? Because this is just an pointing towards or the integration between Fortigate and FortiSandbox. But now, which files to send, what traffic to send, from which IP address to send, that all configuration is required after that. So that is the second step in our configuration. So first was creating a fabric connector, then testing the reachability, authorizing the device. So this part we have done. So once this is done, so if you go back to the fabric connector page, you will see the status is enabled. So we are done. Our sandbox is reachable, authorized, everything is done. And make sure if you have any other devices on the path between firewall and sandbox, then you of course have to allow your ACL or firewall rules or other devices to allow the communication between them. So what are the requirements for FSA to work? This we have done, fabric connected to FSA. Now, next is antivirus profile. So now we have to configure the antivirus profile. Okay. But before moving on to antivirus profile, let me tell you the flow. Or, okay, let me go to the firewalls to see what we have done till now, and then we'll talk on to the antivirus profile. Okay, here we go on to the firewall. Okay, so what we have to do, this is our firewall. No, sorry, this is our sandbox. I have to go to firewall login. I have to log in. sorry. Okay, once we log on to the firewall. Okay, so now we are on to the firewall. I'm sorry for this delay because my I was not logged into the device already. I'm just logging it now. Okay, so if we go under security fabric, go to fabric connectors, we will see here Fortisandbox disabled, right? So we have to click on Fortisandbox, add it, go to settings, change the status to enabled, type the IP address of Sandbox. For example, in my case, I have this IP address. I will type the IP address here, click on test connectivity. So once I do test connectivity, it sends some request to Fortisandbox, and we have to wait here until it shows some status. Let us wait. It will take. Okay, so now it says unreachable or not authorized. That means the request either reached to the sandbox or not authorized. So I will click OK. I will go to my sandbox, and if I go to scan policy, sorry, I'm sorry, go to security fabric device, and under the device, we will see our Fortigate here. Where is our Fortigate? Uh, where is our Fortigate? What is number is 181F 1. So here we can see the our device has not listed here yet or not reached. We have to check why. We have to check why it's not reachable. Okay, let me quickly check the connectivity. We should check first, of course, the ping to the Fortisandbox. I was thinking to give the troubleshooting session in the second video, but I guess I have to give here now itself. Okay, this is reachable. Okay, so I was just telling you about the troubleshooting. Sorry. So I was able to figure out the issue, and the issue was something related to the uh, routing configuration onto the device. I will explain you how I found out the issue, but of course that again I will make in the second part. So now to continue, if we go to Fortisandbox, as I said, if we go to Sandbox and if we see under the device, we can see our device listed under the device. So you can see the device is listed here, and under auth you can see this is a new device and unauthorized. So once I click this, so this should change the status to permissions authorized. You can see here it says permissions authorized. So now the device is authorized. If we go back to the Fortigate and check again fabric connectors, uh, click on Fortisandbox, edit, and click on test connectivity. Oh, yeah. So here we go. Now we can see the device is reachable. So this was our first part. That is important, the integration between Fortigate and Fortisandbox. Now coming to the firewall policy and the antivirus profile. Okay, so what is antivirus profile? Eh, Let me show you that antivirus. Okay, so these there are different kind of security profiles that you can apply in the Fortigate. So antivirus profile is the one that helps you to detect all the antivirus block malicious files. So same way, antivirus profile will be used to send the traffic to the Fortisandbox for inspection and detecting if it is a virus or something. So let me copy one of the uh, existing one, or let me clone, create new, let me create a new one. Okay. So when we create an antivirus profile, this antivirus profile has an option here, send files to Fortisandbox for inspection. You can see here, send files to Fortisandbox for inspection. So let's say I create this AB profile for FSA and other antivirus, and I select this option here. What it says, both inline and post transfer scan strategies are unavailable in flow mode. So if we go to proxy mode, then we have to select send files. Okay, why it's not giving the option? That is now the other part of troubleshooting. So I think we are going to get all the issues today. So both inline and post transfer scan strategies are unavailable. Why? Because when we are creating the profile, if you go there, it shows both inline and post transfer strategies are unavailable, because first we have to select the protocol. Okay, so if we select the protocol, then these options will come. Okay, and what is the antivirus scan mode? Block or monitor. If you select block, or you can also monitor, and once you set this antivirus scan, then you can send these files to Fortisandbox. Send files to Fortisandbox for inspection. Okay, and which type of files will be sent? You want to send only the suspicious files or all supported files? You can select here, and you can also exclude certain type of files here. So you can select the type of files that you can exclude. Do not submit files matching type. Okay, and then you just have to click OK after creating this. Okay, so once this AB profile is created, we have to call this AV profile into one of the firewall policies. So if you create a firewall policy, you will be able to see here uh, antivirus. So under the antivirus, you should call the antivirus profile that we had created in the last step. Okay, so this is how we configure the AV profile. Coming back to our topic of where we left. So I told you about Fabric Connector, I told you about antivirus profile, told you about firewall policy with AB profile, bind it. Okay, how you have to bind the AB profile. Now I have shown you how to create the AB profile, but I want to explain you and to help you to decide which kind of mode you want for AB profile. So this is the important slide that you have to focus on. In my previous video, I had told you about firewall policy mode. So there are two types of security policy mode or firewall policy mode. One is flow and one is proxy. So this 40 sandbox or AV profile works differently in both the mode. So if the firewall policy is in flow mode, and AV profile is also in flow mode, then you only have the option to do a post transfer in the sandbox scan. And because, okay, I will come to that. And the second is, if the firewall policy is in proxy mode, and AV profile can be either in flow mode or proxy mode. That means in flow mode, AV profile will cannot be proxy mode, because for AV profile to work in proxy mode, the firewall policy has to be set in proxy mode. Same way, if it is proxy mode, AV profile can be either in flow mode or in proxy mode. because under proxy mode, the AV profile is available. So AV profile can either work in flow or proxy. If you have in proxy mode, because proxy is able to read all the data, it is terminating the connection and doing the reconstruction as I had explained in my previous video. So in proxy mode, it has the capability to break and reconstruct all the traffic. So it has more capability to scan and to capture the files or any kind of data. So it can do SSL decryption as well. So all this is available in proxy mode. So if you are setting the AV profile in proxy mode, then you can do a post transfer method for sandbox or a inline. Okay. What is post transfer? So for sandbox, we have got two kinds of strategy or two ways to send malicious file to Fortisandbox. One is post transfer and the second is inline mode. Okay. So two strategies. Remember post transfer and inline mode. When you want to block the file inline directly, then you have to set the mode as inline. And post transfer is like file will be sent to the client, but a copy or like the file will also be sent to sandbox, but it will not hold the file. Okay. So what happens you can see here. Uh, FSA sends signature update to FGT and update might take 10 to 15 minutes. That means this happens under post transfer mode. So this happens in post transfer mode. But in inline strategy, the file is blocked immediately because it will hold the file till a verdict from Fortisandbox is received. Okay, and in post transfer when the file is coming second time then it will be blocked. So basically in post transfer mode first time file will not be blocked, while in inline mode even the first time file will be blocked. So that's the difference between the post transfer and inline mode. Okay. Let me erase this and uh, I will just tell you the two modes. So there are two ways to transfer the files to Sandbox, the post transfer mode and the inline mode. Okay. And inline mode is only available if the AV profile is proxy, and AV profile can only be proxy if the firewall policy is in proxy. Okay. And post transfer mode is available either in flow mode or in proxy mode. Hope it's clear. If not, I can explain it more into my next troubleshooting video of Fortisandbox and Fortigate integration. So in my next video, we will be able to see how to troubleshoot the verdict, whether the file is going to the sandbox or not, how to verify it in the sandbox. That all we will be discussing in our next video. For now, I can just tell you like these are the different commands that I will be using to troubleshoot the 40 sandbox issues. This we will be discussing in our next video. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Do let me know your feedback onto this, and anything, any inputs are most welcome. If you are having any issues on your devices, let me know. You can comment, chat, any way. I am here to help you out. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching Rosa Technocrat. Thank you. Bye.